Well, so while we're on the subject of endorsements, because you probably get asked about this all the time. Maybe first you can maybe run down some of your resume stuff. Mostly, I know, that you were on tour with Pink, but I know you've played with a bunch of other people, so you can tell us about that.
Sure.
And then maybe a little bit about everybody wants endorsements, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, here's my philosophy about endorsements. It's like kind of my same with my philosophy about being in a band. It's like I always ask the question, "What can I do for you?" Not "What can you do for me?" And I
Right,
think that the big mistake that a lot of younger players make is, they contact these companies and say, "I want a bunch of free shit, and I want this, and I want that." And what someone needs to do to get an endorsement is call up the company and say, "Look, I'm playing in this band. We have, this many hits on social media. We play in front of these many people. I can guarantee you an exposure of the drums of 100,000 people this year or 1 million people. And then we're charting. And you need to let them know what you're going to do for them, because it has to be a worthwhile thing. I mean, even if you're a killer player, it doesn't matter if there's no if you're not don't have any exposure.
right,
So that's really the key, is like they're not in the business of giving away free gear. They're in the business of marketing their product. If you
right,
can be an asset to them to market their product, then you are a worthwhile endorsee. And I always bend over backwards to give back. And like I didn't even get paid to do the video in my studio for the Brooklyn drums. I offered. I said, "You guys, these drums are fantastic," because I had the honor to be able to demo all of the Gretsch line of drums for all of the U.S. reps in December. And that's when I
hmm,
fell in love with the drums. And that's when I called John and said, "John, let's do a video for the drums in my studio. I've got a studio, you got a video crew, bring them over, let's do it." And it's all about the little key things that make connections between the artist and the product that really enhance the product. It's not
right,
about me and how great I am and, wow, what can you do for me? It's like, well, what can I do to sell product? And that's the key. So that's the philosophy. And when I'm on the road, it's the same thing. I always try to be the guy. Drummers, I believe, we are the foundation. We are the brick and mortar. We are the people that are there to endorse and enhance everybody else in the band. And so
yeah,
I've always believed that I look at myself as the band mentor because I'm the drummer. And
hmm,
so I always make sure that everybody else around me is taken care of. I try to do the most I can to inspire everybody and to be selfless rather than selfish. And I think that's one of the reasons why I keep on working, is because it's important to be in the supportive role no matter where you are. And I say, let your E go.
yeah,
um,
absolutely. I mean, I think that's across the board because I have people ask me all the time, well, how do you do it? How do you go out and create a music career and get paid to be a musician? And I
right.
always tell people, just ask people what you can do for them.
Yep.
You know, when they say, "Can you do this for me?" Say yes,
Yes.
and really go from that angle. And then it's very hard to fail doing that.
Well, you go
Um,
from the position of being of service, and
yeah,
you just be the best you can be. Like I look at myself as like when I'm on stage, I'm like Mark times 10. I'm just giving every ounce of my energy. Like last night, we played this show for about 6 or 7 thousand people with Foreigner at Sunfest in West Palm, and man,
hmm,
when I got off stage, man, I couldn't move for 10 minutes. Because if I
yeah,
get off stage and I'm not completely exhausted, I don't feel like I've given every ounce of my being, and that's the gig, man. I got to give every ounce of my being, or I feel like I'm cheating everybody else and cheating myself, cheating the band, cheating the audience, and it just comes down to being of service. It's like, man, why are you there?
right.
The more I give, the more I enjoy, the more I get out of it, the more everybody else gets out of it. So it's a win-win for everybody.